Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King, and this is my boy.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted.
CIT Marbella is a business networking association, and for over a decade, every week, they send one of the members of the association for us to meet and find out more what they do. I'm looking forward to chatting with Alexandra today, Alejandra, and she has a language school in Guadalminaidiomas. Alejandra, lovely to meet you, Alexandra.
Thank you, the same. A pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you so much for your time. Just before we started, we were chatting about the sounds of the Spanish language, like the ch
Yes.
for Alejandra.
Yes, you pronounce very good my name.
Thank you very much. I was very lucky to have Miss Avis as a Spanish teacher, and although she spoke in a very British accent, she put a lot of emphasis on us learning how to roll our R's and the
pronunciation,
pronunciation, which then makes a big difference. So, having a language school yourself, do you like languages?
I do. I do. Yes, and here in Marbella, it's very important. We have so many nationalities living together that we thought that language school was a very good offer for all the citizens. So, yeah.
And are you from here yourself? Where are you from originally?
I am from Spain. I'm from Córdoba.
Nice.
So, yeah, nice place south of Andalusia.
And what brought you down to Marbella? To do the language school, or you already came down here for the lifestyle?
Yes, I was brought up in Marbella. I came when I was 3 years old, so yeah, I've lived in Marbella my whole life.
And what's it like for you, having grown up with all the international people coming and going, and the growing international resident community?
Yes, that's it. So I've been in Marbella and with all these different nationalities, which is really nice. And that's why we thought that the school was a good business to develop in Marbella.
Well, I think it's definitely a very good business. Tell us a little bit about the setup of your language school.
We started with a business in 2012, more than 10 years ago. And we teach all languages, English, French, German, Russian, Arabic, plenty of them, Chinese. But recently, we have focused in Spanish for foreigners.
That's a nice addition, because not many people actually teach Spanish.
That's it, not many. And we Spanish are very grateful when foreigners try. The problem we have here in Marbella is that everybody speaks English now. And even if we have this discussion with our students, even when they want to practice their Spanish and they go to a restaurant and they try to speak Spanish, they always answer back in English. So that's it. But we are very grateful when they try to speak Spanish. So.
I always encourage everybody, even if it's just to walk in and say hola, and when they leave say adios.
That's it.
Because it's even to the level of just walking in, hello.
Yeah.
I think it's rude.
¿Cómo estás?
Yes, just the basics.
Yeah.
Just a few words.
Yeah.
Plus, I think once you understand a few of the basic Spanish words, the culture of Spain just opens up
and
the food,
rest comes
the ferias.
Quite easy. Yeah, once you start and you start to pick up words, and we have a very practical approach. So it's plenty of conversation, and we have these tips to start. And when you start, everything comes along very quickly.
What time do you do the Spanish lessons? Are they all through the day? Do you have evening classes?
Normally it's in the mornings. We have recently, from 2018, we have the accreditation of Instituto Cervantes, which is like the official institute of Spanish language. So we are also able to grant residencies. So foreigners from out the European Union who comes to our language school to study Spanish, they have the right to have the Spanish residency. So
do you need that now to prove that you have a certain amount of Spanish language in order for a residency?
No, but we have people who say, well, I want to live in Spain and I want to learn the culture, I want to learn the language. So with our intensive courses, they can have the Spanish residency also. So they can live in Spain and study. So we have plenty of them, and most of them it's during the morning because they're intensive
Oh, so you're saying
courses.
that if I come to study at your school, it gives me the residency
the Spanish
because I'm
residency.
studying the
That's
language.
It. That's it.
I get what you're saying. A nice little...
So we have plenty of students from abroad that they get this 1 year off and they say, okay, I'll go to Spain, I'll go to Marbella, which is a really nice place. I'll learn Spanish for 1 year and I can live there. So we do have a few students here, and from plenty of cultures and different nationalities, which is very interesting. So you also get to meet very interesting people. Yeah.
And do you speak languages yourself?
I speak Spanish, English, and French. And I would love to learn more languages, but I have not much time because I have 5 children.
5 children?
5 children.
You don't look old enough to have 5 children.
So I'm quite busy.
I can imagine. And what age groups are your kids?
The oldest is 21
Wow.
and the youngest is 9. And in between, another 4.
And everything in between.
So it's running crazy all day. So I have not much time. But as they're getting older, I would like to improve my French. Yeah.
Because French has always been like the second language in Spain.
And the grammar is the same as Spanish, so it's easy for us to learn French. It's quite easy.
Yes, I think most of us foreigners find the hardest thing is taking that a table or a mug can be a boy or a girl.
Oh, yes.
I mean, that really is
that
just one of the hardest things for an English person to get our heads around. And then the verb to be, ser and estar, you're temporarily in a place or you're permanently in a place.
Yeah, that's very difficult, so we all the time explaining this, soy español, estoy en España.
It is, but it's again, when I think back, I was very lucky that the good lessons, at the time you don't appreciate really what you're getting until afterwards. But I like that you say you do a lot of emphasis on conversation.
Yeah, we do.
Because I think at a grown-up age, to do too much grammar, it just puts you off.
And the Spanish grammar, it's very difficult.
Very difficult.
So we do lots of conversation. We give lots of tips to our students. We make it fun to learn. And we always say, I mean, it doesn't matter if you do mistakes during the process. It's just trying to speak Spanish because everybody understands, even if it's with mistakes. So we do try to,
And the Spanish, I found, are very forgiving. They don't get angry if you make a mistake.
Of course.
They're so delighted that you're trying.
That you're trying, that's it.
That
They're
they really
very
don't
grateful
matter.
when they try. So even if it's just with signals and one Spanish word, it's great for us,
So you have your school is in Guadalmina?
It's in Guadalmina, in the Guadalmina shopping center.
Okay, whereabouts in the centre?
It's just above Carrefour supermarket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
because I haven't noticed the centre. Next time I go, I'm going to spy you out.
You have to come and visit us.
I will
of course,
do.
And I will introduce you to all the team.
I would like to meet that. And also, like I remember years ago interviewing a Russian lady.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, if I learn one Russian word a year, a month, that's 12 words a year.
Yeah, that's it.
But by now I would have 120 words.
120 words.
But
so
I don't. All I've got is
you
Harasho.
can communicate with a Russian.
But you know, it's not difficult to learn another language. If you just say, for example, I'm going to learn one word a month.
Yeah, and one word a month is nothing.
It's nothing.
So it's normally one word a day.
Exactly, but if you think of even for the laziest people, those of people who've lived here for 20 plus years and don't try and speak the language is such a shame.
I think languages connect people, so it's the best thing you can do. Learn languages and meet new people and
To have the lessons, do you have to join up for a whole course? People come and do a trial class? How does it work?
Our first class is for free, so you can come and try a group. Okay, so to see the level and to see if you like it and to see if you enjoy the lesson. So first is free. And then it's a monthly payments. So
and all ages?
All ages. We have all ages. We have very young students, and we have older students. We do have all ages.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, it's really lovely to meet
The
you.
same, the same. And
Authentic
please come,
Spanish
and
person.
please come and visit us. Yeah.
I will do and meet some of your multilingual teachers.
That's it.
Perhaps we can have a chat in all the different languages.
That's it. That's it.
Fun, fabulous. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Really a pleasure. As I say, we've been here for so many years, and I go to Guadalmina shopping centre frequently, but never noticed the language school.
Guadalmina Idiomas.
Guadalmina Idiomas. Sí, señor. Hola, España. Viva. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, CIT Marbella. If you are a small business, medium-sized business, an enormous business, do check out CIT Marbella, the Business Networking Association. They're very well connected with the Spanish administrative systems, and they know about the grants and different benefits you can get, and things such as like coming on my program to help get your word out there. So watch out for CIT Marbella.
Hey, hey.
Zero Heroes, welcome to Urban Chive.
Zero Heroes, welcome to Gusto de Fantasía.
It's really nice to welcome to the studio now a young lady. Her name is Laura, and she represents Afesol. Afesol is a mental health awareness association, so to speak, and through the last few years that we've been concentrating on mental health awareness, suicide prevention, particularly in youngsters, I came to have Afesol in my world, and then realised that through Michael O'Halloran and the Darkness into Light, well, they collaborate with Afesol, and so everything that goes around comes around. And I thought it would be lovely, although Laura's English isn't that good, that she come to the programme to explain a bit what the association does, because it is for all nationalities, and there is a centre in Estepona that is there for everyone. So, bienvenida, Laura. Welcome.
Gracias.
It's so nice to have you here. Y ante todo, muchas gracias por todo el trabajo que hacéis. Thank you for all the work that you do. Afesol es muy reconocido, very recognized association. Tratáis con la salud mental with mental health awareness. Pero, ¿qué es exactamente Afesol? What is Afesol? ¿Qué hacéis exactamente? What do you do?
Este año hemos cumplido 25 años.
Wow. 25 years since the association was founded this year. Wow.
Sí, y llevamos trabajando a lo largo de toda la Costa del Sol todos estos años, junto a los equipos de salud mental, que también ellos derivan a los pacientes.
So they've been working along the whole Costa del Sol for these 25 years, but also with, I suppose, the Spanish healthcare systems that deal with this problem. They send people to Afesol. ¿Y qué tipo de gente os viene? What type of people come to your centers?
Nos viene gente de todo tipo, que es a lo que iba. Vienen derivados por el equipo de salud mental de cada municipio, y suelen venir los usuarios que propone el equipo de salud mental, o bien las personas que vienen también por su cuenta porque no saben lo que les está sucediendo, y los familiares también, sobre todo.
So the people come to the Afesol group either because they've been forwarded by people of the healthcare industry, or that they themselves recognise that they don't know what's wrong with themselves and they go to Afesol looking for help, or family members who realise. ¿Qué síntomas? ¿Qué son las señales? What are the symptoms, the
hay
signs?
Síntomas o señales que la familia a veces no sabe que está ocurriendo algo, pero no pueden decir qué pasa, porque también todos podemos tener un mal día, pero cuando Hay señales que se cronifican en el tiempo, esta persona a lo mejor está un poco difícil, se siente aislada y hay una serie de pautas que la persona ya son señales de alarma. Entonces las familias deben estar informadas también de cómo actuar y qué ayuda les podemos brindar.
Apparently there are certain signs that can be detected. And probably we should all be more aware of what these signs are, that someone is feeling excessively isolated. Hay algunas pautas que nos puedes decir que, mira, hay que estar mirando. Si veis que una persona hace A, B, C, if you see someone doing A, B, C, have a better look.
Vamos a ver, nosotros en sí trabajamos con psicólogos también, pero nosotros principalmente llevamos lo que es la parte social, es decir, que nosotros no podemos medicar a las personas, para eso están los equipos. Nosotros llevamos esa parte social, en las que le podemos ayudar con muchas gestiones administrativas, con gestiones para derivar a qué profesional debe, pero realmente debes de tener tu profesional de referencia, que es el que sabrá las pautas que te debe de otorgar para que esa persona pues se sienta mejor y que la enfermedad mental no vaya más, es decir, que no se cronifique en el tiempo y vaya con síntomas peores.
Well, obviously you need to speak to healthcare people to specifically diagnose that if you have a mental health issues, and Afesol as such is more in charge of the social aspect. Entonces tenéis un centro donde la gente
Sí,
se reúne,
no,
you have a center where people can come and meet other people and...
Sí, tenemos centros de día, que allí es donde se reúnen los pacientes, donde llegan, hay una presentación en primer momento, cuando ya el profesional requiere o vienen por su cuenta y vemos si es factible que esta persona le ayude a mejorar. En los talleres pues tenemos uno aquí cerca en San Pedro de Alcántara, tenemos otro muy grande en Estepona, hay otro en Benalmádena, en Mijas próximamente. Es decir, que hay centros de referencia donde esta persona puede empezar a integrarse a realizar actividades, deporte, manualidades. Se le busca algo que esa persona seguro que alguna cosa le tiene que gustar.
It's really nice because through Afesol what they do is they have different centres, like the one in Estepona, they've got one in San Pedro, they have one in Mijas, they will be shortly opening one in Mijas, but these are places where you can go and do workshops, different activities, whether it's like arts and crafts or any different types of things to get people, I suppose, back into society, ayudar a la reintegración con
a la
personas.
integración, y también si hay personas que están dispuestas a trabajar y que pueden, también les ayudamos en una orientación hacia el empleo y se les facilita de alguna manera que puedan volver a trabajar, volver a sentirse útiles al empleo, y también se trabaja cuando también lamentablemente puedan delinquir y cometer algún delito y van a prisión, pues también hay 2 compañeras en prisión, psicólogas, que les ayudan a formarse allí en talleres para que puedan, una vez que están allí dentro, es muy difícil, porque para la persona con problemas de salud mental no va a una cárcel especializada, tienen que ir a un módulo con otras personas, entonces para ellos es muy difícil y tienen ese apoyo con ese programa que realiza Afesol dentro de prisión, que es uno de los pioneros aquí en la Costa del Sol y a través de, digamos que de España también, porque hay muy pocos programas para estas personas.
Well, Laura is explaining that on the one side, for example, also in these centres, they help people to get reintegrated into the working world. So if their mental health now permits, they help them get the abilities and I suppose the techniques to be able to get themselves a job. But then apparently there are quite a number of people with mental health problems who are in prison, and they don't go to a special prison for people with mental health issues. They go in a normal prison, which makes things very, very difficult. And Afesol are pioneers in the aspect that here in Spain that they have psychologists who visit the prisons and to try and help these people to reorganize and refocus their lives for when they actually get to leave. Qué triste, ¿no? De que la falta de detección quizás de un problema lleva a tantos más problemas. When you don't detect a problem, it leads to so many other problems.
Sí, porque probablemente esa persona ha llegado a delinquir porque se ha dejado mucho y no hemos sabido ayudarle, o son muchas las casualidades que pueden llevar, o esa persona no se ha dejado ayudar, entonces puede llegar un momento en que la cosa se complica y es muy difícil.
It's the same, Laura is saying that people get into this delinquency, but not necessarily because they're delinquents. It's just the situation has led them to that. Tiene que cansar mucho tu trabajo. It must be very tiring, que te saca mucha energía. O te da mucha energía por lo bien que hacéis? Is it very tiring? You
No.
put in, or do you get the energy from all the goodness that you get out?
Es una pregunta que suelen hacer, pero es que también pasa como con los niños. Cuando ellos llegan al centro, no es el mismo comportamiento que en su casa, es decir, allí saben que no es lo mismo. Entonces suelen comportarse de otra manera, a lo mejor no absorben tanta energía como a un familiar que está 24 horas con esa persona y ya hay una confianza establecida y se comportan quizá de otra manera. Yo también pienso que hay profesiones muy difíciles, un policía es muy difícil, llevar un arma en una situación peligrosa, para mí también es de mérito decir, bueno, y este hombre, o un médico que está en su consulta y cada 10 minutos tiene que ver un paciente, es muy estresante, es decir, que es una profesión como otra, la cual hemos elegido, la hacemos con mucho cariño, sabemos que tratamos con personas muy vulnerables que necesitan mucha ayuda y cuando ves que esa persona tú la ayudas y remonta, dices, uff, qué satisfacción más grande porque esa persona a lo mejor podía estar perdida y ha encontrado un lugar y se siente bien y sobre todo que se sientan libres y que puedan seguir con el resto de la sociedad.
Well, it's lovely because Laura's saying actually that she gets asked this question quite frequently, whether it's a very stressful job, it takes it out of you. And it's no different than any other job that has responsibility that goes with it, whether it's being a policeman, a doctor, or similar. There are jobs that obviously take out a lot of passion and a lot of sadness involved, but at the same time it's very satisfying to see that you're helping people. ¿Y tú cómo empezaste con la asociación? How did you get involved?
Porque empecé trabajando con las personas con discapacidad, entonces es algo que me fue motivando y realmente pues hubo la ocasión de trabajar con Afesol porque también las personas con problemas de salud mental también es un poquito más complejo y como me gusta lo difícil.
You like the challenges.
Bueno, tampoco vamos a llamar difícil, sino que es un ámbito en que cada persona es un mundo, es diferente y toda la atención la hacemos personalizada porque a mí no me vale lo mismo para esta persona que para esta que para aquella, es decir, que es un trabajo muy individual, el cual cada día nos reta a decir, a ver hoy qué nos vamos a encontrar, qué va a ocurrir, qué va a pasar y es algo complejo pero a la vez bonito.
And Laura's saying that obviously every single person requires different attention and there isn't any one size fits all classes or format within Afesol. Everybody is treated as an individual. So every day they don't really know what they're going to be dealing with and what they're going to be doing because it does depend on the person. La gente cómo puede buscar ayuda o apoyo de Afesol? How do people find help from you?
Pues estamos en las redes sociales, en Afesol, la página de Afesol o bien el teléfono que es el 952 44 06 64. Ahí pueden llamar por teléfono y les atenderemos con cualquier duda o consulta. También es decir que trabajamos en red, como he dicho, y en los centros de salud ya nos conocen, es decir que también los pueden derivar a través de los centros de salud, también trabajamos con la policía y con educación, es decir que nosotros en los colegios también tratamos de hacer una prevención muchas veces porque es muy importante en el colegio que los niños aprendan también tema del bullying, redes sociales que te pueden llevar a la enfermedad mental.
Well, you can contact Afesol through their website and you can call them on the phone. They've also got the social media and they collaborate with the local health centres and also with the schools. Just the subject of bullying is very important, so they try to foresee problems coming up and not wait till they're already a problem. Lo del bullying hemos tratado muchos años en el Minute.Our CIT Marbella Summer,
Sí.
hemos tratado 3 años seguidos.
Sí.
La de la prevención del suicidio
Es un problema
de
muy
juventud
importante.
y el bullying en el colegio. Lo del cyberbullying, lo de las redes sociales ha aumentado mucho la vulnerabilidad. The vulnerability of our kids has multiplied since the online presence. Que no se puede escaparse a casa, you can't get away from it by going
Sí.
home.
También decir que todas estas presiones que pueda sentir una persona joven le puede llevar al suicidio, que es la primera causa de muerte no natural, avanzando incluso a los accidentes de tráfico. Cada vez la persona con problemas mentales es más joven y hay muchos problemas en ese aspecto, con lo cual es importante educar desde el principio en los institutos para que si hay un primer síntoma de alarma sepan tanto profesores como orientadores puedan hablar con las familias y puedan buscar una solución a este problema.
Unfortunately, the youth suicide has even overtaken the reasons for mortality beyond car accidents. And the people who are taking their own lives or contemplating it are getting increasingly younger, which is why it's fundamental that schools are aware of this and discuss this from very early on to be able to be aware to detect the signs and indications if something is going wrong. Mucha responsabilidad, a lot of responsibility.
Sí, mucha responsabilidad, pero es como te he dicho, lo vamos haciendo en el día a día. Evidentemente no somos perfectos, tendremos algún fallo alguna vez, pero tratamos de ser muy profesionales en este aspecto porque es un tema que es muy delicado.
Laura's saying obviously they're not perfect, but they do their best, and every day trying to just face what comes in to help in any way. ¿Cómo podemos ayudar nosotros? How can we help? El público en general.
Bueno, siempre si hay alguien como todo que tú ves que no está bien, una persona que pueda estar aislada, que no sale mucho, que cambia mucho el humor de repente, pues tiene que un poco ir al médico. Hay veces que a lo mejor esa persona no quiere, y sobre todo tomar conciencia de la enfermedad, que es lo más importante, porque si no la persona no quiere ser tratada y entonces se complican las cosas más. Entonces los que estamos cerca de esa persona hay que ayudarle siempre. Y el suicidio puede prevenirse y no. Es decir, podemos informar a las personas y siempre estar al lado para tender la mano, y a lo mejor si ves que hay una persona que te va a ayudar, pues ya cambia tu parecer en ese momento, y a veces pues se pueden salvar vidas cuando la persona tiene la información adecuada.
Well, Laura's saying that unfortunately there's nothing really you can do to stop someone taking their lives, but we can try to be there and make it that it's not something that is their first reaction. Being aware of people around us, if you see sudden changes in their behaviour, in their temperament, to be aware of this. Obviously you can't help someone if they don't recognise that they've got a problem, but if you see that you do, you feel isolated and you feel desperate, you feel alone, then do look for help, because you're never alone. And this is like a main symptom of people feeling that they're alone, no help, and they are purposeless, or that they are useless, they're not needed. So please, if you have these feelings, recognise that this is a feeling that's associated with this, and to contact someone. Esa sensación de sin propósito, que no están necesitados y que están solos, nadie entiende, es como la reacción típica. Por lo tanto, pensar esto significa que es un poco lo que está sucediendo.
Sí, pero hay personas que todo el mundo no tiene un trastorno mental grave. Tú puedes pasar por un proceso de tener una simple depresión, pero si no es tratada se puede cronificar y llegar a una enfermedad mental. Hay varias predisposiciones que te pueden llevar a ello, entonces por eso es importante que la salud mental, tanto como la física, esté cuidada.
What Laura's saying is that you don't have to have serious mental issues to have a problem, and in fact it's the little issues that don't get dealt with that can then lead to bigger issues that seem that there is no solution. So even if you find that there's something small that bothers you, find someone to talk to. Cogiendo un psicólogo, buscar a alguien, someone to talk to.
Un profesional que te ayude siempre. Y luego también yo quería agradecer a la comunidad extranjera, porque realmente son los que mejor responden. Yo soy española, lo siento, pero la comunidad extranjera responde muy bien ante este tipo de problemas, porque siempre intentan ayudar, y nosotros tenemos una vez al año la caminata contra el suicidio, que es Darkness into Light, que siempre el público, el 90% son extranjeros, y yo animo siempre a la gente española, tenéis que ayudar, pero ellos se vuelcan constantemente con esta caminata que se hace a nivel mundial junto a Pieta House.
It's lovely that Laura is saying she wants to thank the international community. She's Spanish, but has to say that it is the international community that most seems to be willing to spread the word and get involved raising funds. As I mentioned a bit earlier on, we have the Darkness into Light. Michael O'Halloran, something that he got on board with because of the loss of his son, but every year everyone gets together with Afesol and the Casa Pietra to do this walk that starts in the dark, early at dawn, and then they walk through into the light to show a bit that you can take someone from the dark into the light, and 90% of the participants are from the international community, so it's really nice that we do get involved.
Todos estos eventos también se tienen que hacer porque la administración no apoya o no llega en ese momento porque los recursos son muy altos, entonces a veces pedimos ayuda a la administración, pero no hay respuesta a lo mejor en ese momento, y necesitamos una respuesta inmediata, con lo cual necesitamos hacer muchos eventos para hacer recaudaciones e ir sumando para trabajar, porque en este trabajo se necesitan profesionales, no nos vale solo con los voluntarios, porque los voluntarios pueden un día venir, hacer una manualidad, un paseo, pero realmente si tenemos que tratar con psicólogos y especialistas que ayuden a las personas, esto hay que financiarlo de alguna forma.
Well, we really need to be solidarios and support associations such as Afesol. Unfortunately, the administration doesn't give much funds or much support, and yet you have to have professionals working in an association that deals with mental health. Volunteers are great for maybe doing some hands, arts and crafts, but when you need to have psychologists and medical professionals, obviously they need to be paid. So if you want to do charity fundraising events to help raise money for Afesol, that would be very, very welcomed. With Christmas coming up, it's a great thing to make donations, and just think of different things like the luncheon coming up at the harbour with Costa Women. Just any kind of events where you can raise money and awareness, lo que sea, ¿no?
Sí.
Poco más de difusión y fondos.
Sí. Ahora tenemos un evento próximamente, el día 21, en Harbour Marbella, que lo organiza Anne O'Halloran, una comida que está muy bien con un fashion show, y ahí pues pueden pasar también un día ameno, divertido y a la vez colaborar con Afesol.
So we have that luncheon I just mentioned that's organised by lovely Anne O'Halloran, who's in charge of the Costa Women local events. There'll be the fashion show of my Fair Lady Fashions, which is Anne's collections, and it's those moments when you can help to raise, as I say, funds, awareness, and have yourself a really good time. Laura, de verdad maravilloso. Thank you so much for coming.
Gracias.
Y que siga el buen trabajo. Keep up the good work. Y cuente con nosotros.
Gracias por invitarnos, por darnos voz, para que nos conozcan mejor, y que cualquier persona que quiera venir a acercarse a Afesol puede buscarnos en las redes, llamar por teléfono, puede visitar el centro y les atenderemos encantados.
Well, if you'd like to go and check out the Afesol centres, please do go to their website, give them a call. And I think un día voy yo también, vamos a ir con las cámaras y así hacer más
así
seguimiento.
Lo veis presencialmente.
Exactly, so we can see exactly what's going on. Muchísimas gracias.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Hey, hey.
Linear Director has come up with a squatter policy for just €24 a year. You don't have to have your home insurance with them. This is a completely separate matter to protect you from squatters. For more information, call 952 147834 or their website, lineardirector.com.
Zero Hero, welcome to Belmonte.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new.
I went to the Clubhouse, the Salah's newest addition to their venues, the other evening to celebrate with Sally Cullens, the new editor at Home and Lifestyle. The place is very nice, and the magazine Home and Lifestyle is more than very nice, and delighted for Sally to see her continued success.
But I mean, I could take a picture.
Thanks, Miles. Boom.
I am delighted to welcome to the programme Boy's godmother. It's thanks to my next guest that I even have a boy. He needed saving. Cara thought I would be the person to save him, and here he is, 3 years on. Thank you so much.
3 years? Oh,
It's
wow.
3 years. He was born in August, and I got him in November 3 years ago.
When he was very, very tiny.
When he was tiny,
grew.
2 hairs. I mean, he wasn't the prettiest dog you've ever seen, and I do remember saying, "Oh, he's so ugly." But then I met you to look at him, and it was love at first
It
sight.
was love at first
Shoved
sight.
him in my bra, and I took him home.
You did.
And that was it.
Thank the Lord.
Yes, very glad he survived. So this is boy Jiminy Cricket King, as named by lovely Cara. And who would have thought, Cara, that we would see you in scrubs, changing the high heels and the nightlife for a completely different life?
Yeah.
Tell me more, because you're now, well, you've got the
Care agency.
the care agency. So you had the fairies, the food fairies, and now you've got the
Yeah.
care fairies.
Well, I've got the
How
care
did this come
fairies.
about? I mean, I'm so intrigued.
I don't know. After getting rid of the restaurants, and I've become a celebrant, as you know, so I'm the fairy tale wedding celebrant as well. But I think this was my calling from God all along, to be honest, because I've always done it in charity work. I've always done the orphanages, as you know, the domestic violence houses, food banks. So I've always sort of been around people that need help. And I come up with an initiative just as I was coming out of one of the businesses that I had started, the Miss Raw. And I thought, right, there's so many old people out there that need someone, so I was going to start doing an adoption of grandparents. And
That's a nice idea.
Yeah, I just thought, you know what, there's a lot of people out here that haven't got someone around them, and I was coming up with this initiative, and I thought I was at the same
I like that
time
idea.
started training as a geriatric specialist. So I thought, do you know what am I doing? I might as well start up a care company. But first I started doing care work, and it really freaked me out watching the way that it's so transactional here, and no carers are being watched. And I mean, it really, for people being so vulnerable, I just thought, no, I've got to do something here. So I started up my own agency where the carers are watched by me as well, and I'm looking after the patients as well as the carer. Everything's being monitored and recorded, and now I've got a lot of specialists and nurses and things like this, and it's actually making a real difference in people's lives, which is what I want to do, you know, and I get so much joy from it. It's long hours, and obviously hope to one day have my PhD as a geriatric specialist, but it's just, I do think this was my calling.
It's quite a change from the yay, raise the roof to helping someone basically just keep it together when they're in their most vulnerable times. It's one of the things I worry about most here, particularly with the foreign community.
Yeah, it's shocking, honestly.
Is who's going to look after them? I've just spent 3 weeks helping a friend in hospital in Malaga.
Yeah, of course you have, yeah.
Because
And
there's
it's-
nobody, the Spanish system, if you don't have people, you're
Well,
lost.
This is it. When you come to see the residential care here, I mean, I've heard some horrific stories about the disability homes, which I've not yet entered. I know I want to go for a different type of training for that. So I'm specifically geriatric old people at the moment. But it worries me, considering we think as ourselves, as English, we think, oh, you know, we are family-minded and stuff. So many of them are left in these homes, and the families are literally call us when they're gone. Because they have dementia, people think, well, they don't remember you anyway, but they do. You know, they may not remember who you are, but they know the comfort, they know a feeling. You know, if they don't know you, they know a feeling. And I think that's something that people need to remember. Age Concern at the moment are screaming out for people for over the holiday period, even to make a phone call for them. If you can volunteer to make a phone call. I was with Age Concern on Friday. It's a lovely lady called Tracy. And she does so much herself. She's through my church. And she does so much herself, but they just don't have enough people. When you see all of the aged sitting in the room, they're all doing their quiz together, they're so happy to just be together. And they're desperate for people to go, just to to pick them up and give them lifts, because a lot of people are stuck in their homes, they can't get there, they don't have the funds to pay for taxis, and they're scared to do it, you know. So anybody that would want to do any volunteer work for Age Concern, please, if they can contact me and I can put them in the right direction.
Because that would be just a question of going shopping for someone, visiting someone, phoning
just
someone,
giving
just
someone
for
a call
chat.
on Christmas Day. They want people to literally make a phone call to say Merry Christmas.
Well, I can do that. Loads of us can do that.
So many people would want to, Nicole. This is the thing. If people knew the avenue, but the problem is when people are volunteering in these situations, they've got so much to do. They can't then sort of try to start this initiative to get people to do that as well. So it's really just about putting people together, which we've always been very good at.
We've been very good at doing that. So to put it together, people who want to phone someone up, which is very easy, just to phone a few people on Christmas Day to wish them Merry Christmas. And I like the idea of adopting grandparents. That's a lovely
They're looking
concept.
for people to go into the homes, specifically English people, because the families are in the UK and whatnot, and just go in and sit with them for an hour, have a chat, maybe take them to the park. Anything that is human contact, because in the care homes they don't get this. They're so overrun, to be honest with you. The numbers are much bigger than they should be. And it's about going in and just talking to them about something. You know, sometimes they don't want to talk to you. It's as simple as that. They're not in the mood. So take them for a walk. Doing these small things, it makes a huge difference in their life. 24 hours is a long time. If you think they get 1 hour to sit with everybody, that's not a lot. It's just not. And, you know, it's not like they've got their own TVs. A lot of them haven't even got TV. So, yeah, just a bit of interaction. Boys looking up at me as if say that's enough on that.
If someone wanted to not go in a home and be at home through your care fairies, can you organise that someone can
that's what
be
we
visited and they can just do everything that they would but at home?
We create a home from home feel where, I mean, I find it very hard because I love my patients. I genuinely, Christmas Day I was inviting them all to my house, you know, and you know, you are supposed to have that client patient confidentiality and restrictions, and I find that very difficult because I fall in love with them. You know, for me, I just look at all of my grandparents now and they're my responsibility. But you do I've got so many good carers that go in there, you know. Most care agencies won't allow you to cut the nails or to do certain things. You're not allowed to clean, you're not allowed to do that. We do everything. It's like having a family member come and take care of you. And it's at a reasonable price because, again, some of these places, it's astronomical money. It's not possible to do it, you know, on a regular basis.
So if someone was in hospital and needed someone to sit with them.
Exactly.
All these kind of things you can arrange.
If you're in the UK, you go, oh, you know, oh, goodness me, something's happened to an elderly family member. Their dog's at home. Even if it's a case that we're feeding the dog, taking the dog out, doing the shopping, bringing them back and forth from hospital. That, you know, it's not always possible for family members to come over. That's where we're there to do that. And I'm on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I mean, that's great. If you think it would cost someone to come over, to fly over and come backwards and forwards, probably similar price to be able to hire your company to be able to just...
And the difference with us is as well, we're fully trained. We can administer the medications. We have our medical certificates that we can do injections and you know, everything really medical. I've got fully trained nurses. I've got fully trained dementia nurses. So we've got everything on our books to be able to give whatever it is you need.
Do you have a physical base, or you don't really need one, I suppose?
We started. We was having a physical base in Marbella, but then we thought, well, who's actually going to be there? Because I want to be out. You know, my place. I don't want to give up the patients that I took on in the beginning because, as I say, I love them. I want to be with them. So I'm not taking personally on too many more, but I go around and make sure everybody else is doing what they should be doing and doing the checks. I think no one should ever just be left alone to get on with it, you know. There has to be some level of you're being watched or something is being monitored. So, yeah, that's what we're doing.
Well, as I say, it's a big jump and change in one respect, but as you say, you've been doing for well over a decade. The children,
now,
the orphans, the this, the that you are very involved.
Yeah.
And now we have also, I'm dressed in red thinking about your Christmas collection, the Costa Christmas collection.
It started again.
Another year. How many years is this now that you've been getting kiddies presents?
I think it's about 15, 14 or 15 years,
Really commendable. So explain for those who haven't heard of it, we are collecting gifts for Christmas for those kids that aren't going to get presents.
Yeah.
But there are a few specifications that I think to take into consideration.
Well, it's the Costa Christmas collections, and you know, we've got previous years we've had Icelands and things that have been involved with us. They're not doing so much these years, which is a really big hit on us because people used to buy the chocolate boxes and stuff and put them in the trolleys. That's not happening, so it's really going to make an effect on us. This year our numbers have grown again because we're also dealing with the trafficked children in Spain, which is a really something not many people are aware of, but there are a lot of trafficked children here that we're also taking care of this year. All the kids in the orphanages and all the kids that are eating from food banks. So we've got a lot to deal with. We just want you to buy a present, wrap it, label it with the age and sex it's intended and leave it at a drop point. We're also doing a big party for them in our lovely church, the Baptist Church in Calahonda. And our amazing Pastor Brett is going to be advertising that for us as well. So they can drop presents there as well as our normal
What
points.
day is that?
The party for them is going to be on the 14th. So anybody that would want to get involved, then they can contact me, of course. And the kids are going to be coming down. They're going to be meeting Santa. We're going to have lots of presents and food and games for them. And that's always a special day. And then we have the party for the food banks on the 8th, I think it is. But yeah, 7th is the last day to drop a present.
So I was going to say we need to get moving, actually. There's only
We really
3
do,
weeks
yeah.
or so
We've got
to go.
40 teenagers as well this year, you know, between 15 to 17. And I hate that they would go without when they've got their younger siblings taken up. We've got a few babies this year that are still being breastfed, a couple of them in the orphanage. So the mothers are with them while they're being breastfed, and then they'll go on to adoption. So we've really got right from the bottom all the way to the top. I think it's a few hundred kids we've got this year. I think it's 300.
Wow. Yeah. There's nothing else to say except please buy generously for these kids and know that you have the Care Fairies here to help you if you need it. Cara, well impressed, so proud.
Thank you, darling.
Hey, hey.
So here customers are welcome to Restaurant Alameda in Oval Urban Hotel in Marbella.
Linear Director appreciates just how important our pets are to us, and that's why they brought out one of the most comprehensive insurance policies on the market, from just €39.90 a year. Give them a call on 952 147834 or from the website lineardirector.com. Masha Malka is back in the house. She has some new dates for events where she's going to be sharing her knowledge as a business coach. I would say more than anything, she's a very reputable speaker, author and life coach, and it's lovely to have you back in the studio, Masha.
It's great to be here.
You never stop, always got great, exciting news. You have 2 new dates coming up to speak at Centro House and then at Boho Club.
Yes.
But a really nice topic. Tell us a little bit more, Masha, about this new latest venture.
Well, it's not really anything new, it's just something that combines maybe some of my new experiences and knowledge. You know, I'm always learning, always exposing myself to new techniques and tools to help people live a happy life. So it's really all about how you can take what happens to you and look at it from a perspective that makes you feel good, because we always have a choice. No matter what happens to us, how we react, we know that. But then it's easy to say, not so easy to do. And so I made it my mission to really show people, give them the tools that they can use in their everyday life to feel good on a regular basis.
What are the basics I'm not really sure, what are the things that we do basically wrong, or what are the things that would help us do things basically right?
Okay. I try to stay away from words right and wrong. I think it would be more something that would make us feel better, that is in our control, and something that also in our control, but we don't know how to deal with it, so we feel bad. So let's start with change. Change is a big topic for me. And change, I always say change is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And suffering happens when we resist what is, when we resist things that are changing because it goes against to what we thought we should have, or we wish there was, but then it's not this way. And then because it's not this way, but it was our own projection, our own visions that we wanted to have, and maybe it's not happening as quickly as we want. We cannot control other people, we cannot control circumstances, but we were given a gift that we can control our reaction. And this is truly a gift, in my opinion. And so, but then how to do it, right? But number one is to understand what happens to you, it just happens. You know, you can allow it to affect you. If somebody is rude to you, you can allow that person hurt you, or you can decide, I disagree with what this person is doing or saying, and not take it to heart, or not get stuck in that. I'm not saying eliminate all negative emotions. All emotions have purpose. All emotions are absolutely necessary. The idea is to choose how long you're going to be in a particular emotion. Let's put it this way. An example that I use is actually it was Dan Shula. I was trying to remember the name. Dan Shula was a trainer for Miami Dolphins. It's a team, football team in Miami. And he is well known. He's in the Hall of Fame. Why? Because he was the only coach that led his team through a no-lose game through the whole season. I think it was 17-0. They did not lose one game. And Dan Shula had this rule. He called it the 24-hour rule for his team. And he said, if you lose, you have 24 hours to feel all the emotions associated with that. You can feel down, you can feel angry, you can feel upset, you can cry, you can do whatever you want. But after 24 hours, you come back to the training field and it's like nothing happened. You start as if nothing happened. And exactly the same thing. If they won, he would give them 24 hours to experience all the amazing emotions that, associated with winning. But 24 hours later, it was back to zero. Like you don't get stuck in any emotion. And that's actually, I wouldn't say a secret, but really what you ask, what to do right, yes, is to choose how long you're going to be in any particular emotion, and to remind yourself that it's in your control.
And the only consistent thing is change, because that's the only thing that we know is definitely going to happen, is things are going to change, whether they're good or they're bad. They say this too will pass, that eventually everything's going to pass, so it's just how we deal with it at that time.
Sorry, I just want to say another thing about change is sometimes it just kind of happens to us. It's just like things happen and it moves very quickly. It's like you're trying to deal with everything that happens, or you consciously choose to change your life and to go with life, not wait until life hits you on the head again and again and again, which is a lot of people do, because they kind of get stuck in their comfort zones, like, oh, maybe it will pass me by, maybe it will be okay, maybe I won't be affected by this and that. But really, the idea is to be proactive and to move with times and not wait until life forces you, because then it's much more painful.
Who would be looking to come to these upcoming events? So when people are watching the show now, who are the ones that was like, oh, well, maybe I should go to that talk? Who would be those people that you're looking to join you at your talks?
It would be the people that are tired of the same things again and again, tired of wishing for something, setting goal for something, and it's not happening. Like they're trying, they're working really hard, they're putting maybe extra hours, they're going to the gym more or maybe not, but they're not seeing the results. They're trying, but they're not seeing the results. And they may be frustrated because they don't understand what else they can do. And they get frustrated with themselves, first of all, thinking that they're not doing enough, or they're not smart enough, or like being enough, or maybe they don't have enough money, they don't have enough time. You know, all these negative thoughts that are directed to, that's very destructive. And then they give up, and they say, you know what, maybe it's just my life, my luck, this is what happens to me. And it's not the case. It's just that people are missing the right tools. They not really sure how the universe operates. There are certain laws, scientific-based laws, on how we create what we create. We create our reality. And I explain in my workshops how it happens, how we create it, and how to create differently, how to become a conscious creator. That's what I say. And so one of the workshops, which is going to be in Central House, which is a business center, beautiful place, it's going to be a very small setting, 8 to 10 people. If I get more people, I'll just do a different group. I just want to keep it small and contained. And we're really going to be looking at how to make 2025 the best year you've ever had. But not from the point of view what you can do, but more from the point of view who you can become. Who is this person that you need to become in order to create this new life that you want, in order to attract maybe a new partner, maybe more money, maybe another job, maybe you want to move and you're a little bit scared to make that step. Who do you need to be? And it's going to be very hands-on, very practical. I have a diploma in clinical hypnotherapy, as you know, and I use other techniques that help people access their subconscious, their programming that creates everything in their life currently. So we want to fine-tune that programming, and that needs to be, in order to do that, you gotta go into subconscious. So we're actually going to be doing, on that workshop, we're going to be doing some hypnosis, which is like a guided meditation, deep meditation. And we will be doing other tools like emotional freedom techniques and affirmations, and really understanding the bottom line as to what we really want as people. We think we want a partner. We think we want more money. We think we want a better car or our own house. But what we truly want is an emotion. We want to feel a certain way. We want to be in a certain state. We want to have peace of mind. We want to be happy. We want to have the freedom of choice. So it's very important to understand what do you truly want, the bottom line. So there are things that I would explain. Obviously, we don't have much time, but to answer your question, it's really open for those people who believe they deserve more and want to find the way to do it once and for all.
Well, it certainly sounds like it's going to be a fascinating course. When I've done things with Masha myself, to say your energy is very grounding, very reassuring, very soft, very comforting energy, very capable person. You're very caring at the same time. So if you can get yourself there, I know it's something that certainly appeals to me. The first course is at Central House, then another one coming up in Boho. Do contact Masha directly and get yourself a place. You certainly won't be wasting your time. Thank you so much, and well done, Masha.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Pleasure. When you think of car or motorbike insurance, think Linear Director. When you most need your insurance company, Linear Director are there for you. With tow trucks, courtesy car, mechanics, legal advice, even overnight stay in a hotel if you need it. There's a whole department dedicated to us Brits with people who speak English there to help us. If you're looking for an insurance policy that really takes all your needs into consideration whilst you're driving in Spain, then Linear Director really is the company for you. Why don't you give them a call? 952 14 78 34 or contact them online.
Thank you.
Zero Hero, welcome to the Sister Restaurant.
hero. Welcome to Sunday.
Hero, welcome to Hotel Marbella.
And finally, just to let you know that on Sunday, the 8th of December, we're doing a special Zero Hero Day in Marbella, promoting having a designated driver, the fact that now there's lots of non-alcoholic drinks out there that make for a really fun experience without the hangover or the pain the next day. And that's what we want to encourage in Marbella. Safer streets, going out, having a good time, but remembering to have a designated driver. So do check out our website, zerohero.es, for links of participating venues that include, for example, Restaurant Costa that were on the show last week, the Casino, Hard Rock Hotel, the Harbour, Urban Chai, Sundays, the list goes on. Do check it out, because why pay if you don't have to? You can go to my website, nicoleking.es, that has links to the Zero Hero website, also to recordings of this programme through the RTV Marbella website, and my weekly column, Marbella Moments in the Euro Weekly News. That's it for now. Take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, and I look forward to seeing you again next week for more of what's going on in Marbella right now. Hasta ahora.